Well, winter came back. The snow's still melting. Let's go up there and see what the damage is.
Bone! Run! Run! Run, Bone! Run, 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 run! Yay, Bone!
Well, we might as well start on the green. Snow mold, as per usual, not near as bad as years prior, but that's okay. This actually is looking pretty good. I'm excited about this. Last year, at this time, we still had about this much snow. It was kind of crazy. So we're in better shape. There was less ice out here, I think, this year, and it held up better. More snow mold around the edges than anything else. This will be something that we can fix really quick. The bent grass, once it starts to warm up, like really warm up, it's gonna take off and fill in. There's still some spots over here, though, that for whatever reason, this just does not want to cooperate. We're gonna do a lot of extra work on this, especially once we get in here and start rehabbing this thing, because big plans to change this whole thing out. So far, you know, aside from the snow mold damage, this thing's gonna be getting cut before you know it. It's always nice to see the backyard when the snow melts. Something going on up there we're gonna have to go take a look at here in a second. But as per usual, snow mold across the whole place. Last year, I didn't really do anything about that. The Kentucky blue recovers very, very quickly. Mainly it was like these vole tracks and kind of where these little mice guys come in here and they just chew up all the ground. That was sort of the main problem where I had to use a lot of patching materials. I'm probably gonna have to do that again, but I wanted to show you guys before we go look up there. Just down here to my left, there's a patch of ground that's very black and there is some serious growth coming out of it right now. I took some of my granulated humate and spread it across a big ice patch about a week and a half ago and just let it kind of cook in the sun and melted the snow and the ice really quick, and the grass started to react and turn green, like fairly significantly. All right, well, that's gonna take some serious rehab. All of this was done by voles. That little pile over there that I just tore down, that thing is a nest, and sometimes you can find them in there. My dog's been up here digging out the snow and finding out where they were kind of hunkered down for the wintertime. But that is nasty over there. That's big. That's gonna take some serious seeding. And it looks like, we had another snowstorm today, and it probably snowed like 4 or 5 inches down here, but it's pretty warm right now. It rained a little bit. The ground is just absolutely saturated. You know, this is kind of the norm for up here at this time of year when the snow does melt. But this looks excessive this year. See a deer up there? They're just waiting. They love the grass down here. Look at them just stare at me. Go home. Okay, so here's a little bit of better bird's eye view. You can see it now really well. Every single track that they cut through and pulled everything up. I do this every year. It's this, you know, it's the same thing. But sometimes you get worse snow mold. Sometimes you get worse vole damage. This, once I get in here and clean all this up, this is going to be a massive bare spot, and I mean huge. So Likely I'm gonna be patching this entire area. We'll see how it looks under the roof line there. Hard to say yet, but all of this stuff, this kind of dead blotchy stuff, that's all just from the snow mold that comes through, just kind of chokes out the grass a little bit. But you know, last year coming out of the winter time, I actually think this was much worse. I just think that the animal damage is higher than last year's snow mold damage. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. This is what happens when you live at 7,000 feet. It's not always a paradise here for growing grass. And for the most part, it's dry and it's a challenge. So we're gonna start off the year in piss poor shape yet again, and we're gonna finish like a champ. That's really just how you had to do it. I was trying to see if I could still see the line from where the granular fert went out heavy last year. It'll be really interesting to see how this section right here recovers. I don't know if it'll be better. I don't know if it'll be worse. Obviously, there's way more damage over there from the voles and stuff, so I mean, there'll be more repair work, but I think yeah, it'll just be interesting. I don't really know what's gonna happen here. I think probably one of my favorite things about this time of year is I know that there's nothing I can do yet, and I know that the clock is ticking downward, and I get to start thinking about all of the fun things that I'm gonna have to do to make this place whip into shape. And I think for a lot of people out there, you don't quite get what the winter looks like around here, especially when we have a decent one. And last year and now this year, it's been pretty impressive amounts of snowfall. So, you know, you always have your fair share of damage, and nothing ever comes out easy. And I suppose, you know, when you're going through the journey, or you're starting with a lawn that's in rough shape, right? It can seem daunting and it can seem overwhelming. But the reality is, it's just a starting point. That's all. There's no way that something has to be when you get started. Just set your goal and go for it, right? So that's what we're gonna do again this year. We're not quite starting from scratch like we did on a lot of stuff, but it'll be a fun transformation to see how this whole thing goes. And we'll be getting all the lawn equipment out and hopefully some new tools here as well. That's kind of what I'm excited about. And goddamn, I gotta go get my muddy dog. Hey, dog. What are you doing? All right, so wherever you are in the world that you're watching this, let's get geared up because this is gonna be an epic 2024. All right, I'll see you guys real soon. Later.